What is up, guys? Ultz Sentinial here, and in today's video we are going to be doing a review slash overview of an unlettered version of a Bachman USRA 210 slash redo slash overview slash whatever you want to call this video. But yeah, this is basically going to be review slash overview. Now, I did do a review on this engine a while ago. It was like, I think, last year maybe, last January. But I want to do it again because I kind of missed a couple things and I wanted to do it over again. And if you're wondering why I might do say, 2 reviews of the same thing, is because I feel like I can do better on the video, or I can, or if I miss a couple things. So, yeah, so we're going to be taking a look at this engine again and comparing it to a painted lettered version to a painted unlettered version. So, okay, so I do have to point out the fact that both of these, only one of them currently is running right now, and that is the unpainted one. Now, this one I got brand new at a train show. Never been run. Just came out the box not too long ago. I got it today is Tuesday, so I got it on last Saturday on the 18th of January 2020. But this one I got 2019 from Trainsmasters, which when I did get it, it worked perfectly fine. But after about a week of ownership, the gears on the gearbox on the inside started working, which is why you can see I can do that. And on this one, the one that does work, you can't. So that's another thing. But I'm going to be comparing these two together. Detail wise, this one still has all the detail. However, this one did have its whistle broken off when it was in the box at Trainsmasters, which is fine. I just glued it back on. It's a little weird. Sometimes I have to bend it back or glue it back, but it's whatever. But the whistle is on there. This is the correct way the whistle should be on. That's how it should be on. It should be on straight, 90 degrees up to the ceiling, the top of the whistle at least. But it doesn't really bother me too much, but it's fine. And but yeah, that's the only detail. There's only 3 details you might see on this one that are not on this one, only because either they were broken off, because this was a used engine, by the way, so that's why I got this used, but it's still in good condition, good shape. So I'm gonna show you those details that you might not see that are on this one, that are not on this one. So what those details on this one, you would see there is the grab iron, the grab iron right here, and then the coupling cut lever right here that does actually work. On this one, you don't have that. You don't have that on here, but you do have the plow that's on here. Now, I do kind of have to, I think it's to this side. Yeah, I got to glue that back on because it's kind of hanging off. It was like that when I got it. Removable boiler front and swinging bell, which is on both of these. You can take the boiler front off of this. I don't recommend doing that because if you do, you might want to get some glue. I never took the boiler front off of this, so yeah, I don't plan on doing it on this one unless I have to severely remove the headlight. Which on this one, the headlight has to be replaced. But the boiler does come off. I'm not going to take it off right now because it is really annoying getting it back on without it falling off again. Let's look from the side. On this one, compared to the other one, take a close look at the eccentric on this one, which if you don't know what an eccentric is out there, an eccentric is basically this right here, this system. This is called the eccentric crank or the reverse gear. And on this one, here's the eccentric on this one right here. Notice that this one only has the traditional standard one single eccentric instead of the dual eccentric. This has 2 reverse gears. This has 2 reverse gears on each side. 1 and then 2. On this one, there's just 1. Yeah. Now, if you're wondering, these are both made by Bachman Spectrum too. This is the earlier version of this engine. This is the early version, so this is the earlier version that they prototyped with, and then public made this one an actual model. This one is also the later version of this engine, and also both of these don't have sound, by the way. I'm gonna say that right now. I need to get ESC log sound for this, the GS4, and yeah, so none of these have sound. But yeah, dual eccentrics, and yeah, air pumps that are actually straight on this one. Mine has them. This one does have them too. For some reason they're not straight. Probably just have to straighten them out. Probably just a screw, but I can probably fix that though. You still got the cables that go back to the cab. Sorry for the lighting. I have the headlight on my head to help with lighting because there's lighting in my room sucks. As you can tell from the GoPro videos, 2 little GoPro videos I made. I zooming in by accident. But yeah, you can see the cords going back to the cab for the whistle and the bell, even though the bell doesn't have a cord whatsoever. Obviously on the cab, there is no number or no red for the window. Sorry, my bad. I'm gonna put this down. That might let me see better over the camera. But you don't have the red. You don't have the number on there either. You don't have the white stripe. But you do get the chrome cylinder fronts and stuff. Dual wheels. This trailing truck on this wheels is spoked, unlike the other one. Still got the piping. This one's a little bit dusty, but that's fine. That can all be done off with a special cloth. And then you still got cruise figures, and you still got the nice it's not now the cabs aren't illuminated, but you do still get the green. Now if I can get my headlight to angle in there, you can see the green that is in the cab a little bit. Might not be able to see it that well, but it is on both of these, or maybe just one of them. Oh nope, it's on both. It's on the roof of this one mostly. The 2491, it's on the roof of that, but not really like all around like on this one. And also another thing that's missing on mine, I mean they're both mine, but another thing that's missing on the 2491, the Seaboard version, there's a deck plate that would be here. It does flip up, and it does actually work. However, make sure you do have something over 22, because this even on 22 does tend to pop off. So yeah, make sure you have that. This requires 22-inch radius to run, because if you don't, even on the outer pin, you are going to bang your tender. And definitely don't run it with the deck plate. I have 22-inch radius. I don't run it with the deck plate because of how my track is. And incline starts up here, and then it continues going up from there. So yeah. But as I said, the trailing truck on this one is a spoke. That trailing truck is a spoked wheel. Wow. Hold on, if I can get the trailing truck on there. Dang it. Jesus Christ, today is not my day. But the trailing truck on this one is not a spoked. You do got the injector pieces here. This one has it fully. This one doesn't. I think it has it fully on this side. No, it does not. But on both sides, they both have the full injector pieces. And they're both in great condition. This one is brand new. Has never been run until Saturday. So they're both in great condition. That is good to know. And I'm happy with it. And soon, I don't know why the spring is like that, but it's whatever. Let me fix the spring. It's like a little spring I use from a consolidation, because I bought another spring from the consolidation at one point, so I could use it on that. But yeah, so I don't know, but I do like. But this has always been one of my favorite engines, along with the GS4. You can see what I'm talking about the boiler front. Since it's already popping off, I might as well show you what the front of it looks like. I'm gonna show you on this one because it's already coming off. You got the headlight there, and then those are the wires that connect to the bulb, which are in there. I don't really, like I said, I don't really like taking the boiler front of these off because it's annoying with the glue that I use to keep them in, or the way it has to be put in. you have to make sure that the bell is at the top and the marker lights are at the top. Marker lights are inactive. They just have paint that do look real, but they're not. They're not even gems either, like Broadway's. They're not even the gems. But either way, it still looks nice. Bachman did a good job. On their older Spectrum models, they did a really good job. I don't know what happened to their Spectrum line. They bring back the Decapod and the K4 Pacific streamlined version, but I don't know. This should return, and it needs to, because one, it'll be cheaper for me to repair the 2491 by me just buying the gearbox and a new headlight. Yeah, that'll be much cheaper. Onto the tenders. Now, if you might be wondering where the cords are on this one, they're inside the tender. They're not broken. They're just inside the tender, because I have this just being pulled around sometimes, and yeah, so I don't have the cords getting snagged or it's caught on something. So yeah, they're just tucked away inside the water part of the tender. And good thing to know, I'm not going to do it on that one because I don't know if that one's glued down, but mine isn't on this. Cool thing about these tenders is they are interchangeable, so you can make this a water tender. I mean, not a water tender, an oil tender. Now, I do have some little weights in here as well, because that was in the 2491s. I do need to put some weights in the unpainted one, so I'm just going to take those out for now. And what I'm showing you basically is the fact that on these 210-2 steam engines, you are, and I am happy about that, you can either change it to oil. I'm pretty sure you can do wood, which wood will look really weird on a great big steam engine like this. But you can either change it to oil, or if you do have some coal laying around, which I'm pretty sure I do, I'm not gonna show you how to do it. I might, maybe. If I can find it, then I'll show you how to do it. You can put a real coal load in here, so you can remove the flake coal load and put an actual coal load in here. Now, the only reason I'm not going to do it, I'm going to show you the bag of coal that it comes with, but I'm not going to put it in here only because, one, I don't feel like cleaning it up, and frequently, sometimes, my trains, when I back them over into the switch, into the yard over there, little yard sidings over there, when I want to switch when it's done with its run and then the GS4 takes over, I don't want to do that because this can't back into the yard. The only engine that can back into the yard that's strong enough to pull all 12 cars is my GS4. And yes, the DD40 can also do it. DD40 is out of service right now. It needs a new shell. But yeah, you can put a actual coal load in there too. So that is actually really nice. That'll be good on some like coal layouts that have working coal towers that actually do realistic coal loads. So that is also really cool. But yeah. So I'm gonna show you the front of the tender on the unpainted one and the back of the tender on this one. You got the ladder there. You got the little steps. Easy to make couplers. They're not easy to make couplers. They're honestly not even that bad. They're pretty good for what they are. Just make sure you do your coupler height or cut the trim pins off, which I really need to do at some point. I need to cut these pins off. Working coupler, cut lever, cast and grab iron, separately applied ladder, separately applied headlight with a golden LED. That golden LED is really bright, by the way, so I'll show you that and get you some longer run footage than what I did on the first version of this. So yeah, that'll be nice. And then on the front of the tender, you got some separately applied handrails, casting detailing, and yeah, that's about it. And a wooden door to keep the coal from busting through to the cab. This does not have an all-weather cab, so if that would have broke and busted through, that would be bad. And then you got your wires, your 6-pin connection, a 4-pin, and a 2-pin. 2 pins for pickup, 4 pins for wire and motor. For light and motor. And one trick I use to keep my wires together, this trick works on a lot of engines actually, The only one I didn't do was the mogul because of how high the wires are mounted. So yeah, as long as you don't snag them, and as long as you're careful in using a flathead screwdriver to take the pin out, then you'll be fine on the moguls. But what I do is I take a piece of clear tape, like a scotch tape, like office tape, and I wrap it around the wires so that way they stay together and don't get snagged. That makes it easier for servicing and for taking the engine and the tender apart, which you don't want to do too often. I don't recommend doing that too often. I never do that. The only time I do that is if I'm filming a video. And yeah. By the way, cast and water hatch too. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed the review of this. I'm not gonna really. These do not have sound, so there's no point in me even showing you the speed steps. Yeah, I'm just gonna run the train. I'll be back in like maybe 5 minutes. If I can find the coal, we'll see. But anyway, let's get on with the. Alright, so a couple quick things before I send the locomotive off. Pulling I think it's like 10 cars, 9 cars, I don't know. Anyway, before I send the engine off for a freight run, I did not find the coal load. And 2, obviously this is not sound equipped, so there is going to be music playing in the background. I'm going to run this for like maybe 5-10 minutes maybe, and cut it down if it's video's too long. But yeah, that is a nice golden LED right there, and a deck plate on the tender. Yes, it does meet with the tender. It is flat and even, so that is a good thing. Rear coupler is according to the NMR standards gauge, and the front coupler, it is perfect. However, the coupler works on this one, at least mine, but they should all work. It's easy to fix. But on the front coupler on this, it is a little bit too high on my part. So that's one thing to note. It's a little bit too high, so you be the judge. I don't have the thing with me to show you, but I do know from testing when I did get it, it is in the standard. It is the standards gauge for the rear coupler, not the front coupler though. But yeah, but you do need one of those longer couplers though for the front. But it's fine though. It doesn't really bother me too much. I'm just kidding. You know, it actually does. It's annoying because when I want to double head it, it's gonna be annoying. Alright, but I'm gonna leave you with a run by. I'll see you all. One more thing, quick disclaimer. I do have dead spots in my track, so this is going to take a minute. So, yeah. Like I said, enjoy. I'm sorry. With